Hello, this is Shane Pidgeon with the Lenovo Workstation Specialty Team for Public Sector. I'm here with Scott Rupert from our Workstation Business Unit, and today we're going to be continuing the podcast series for public sector, education, state and local government, and higher education sales. We're going to be talking about our Lenovo Workstation line, including our ThinkStation and ThinkPad lands for professional workstations, all preloaded with Microsoft Windows 10 and Microsoft Windows downgrade to Windows 7. And this public sector podcast series is sponsored by Microsoft. Today, we're going to be talking a lot more about what we do today in workstations to be able to win in public sector, as well as what we're going to be seeing in the near future that we need to be preparing our customers for as we go forward. With that, let me let Scott introduce himself and what he does on the worldwide team.
Sure. Thanks, Shane. Again, Scott Rupert. I'm on the Worldwide Workstation team. I am the Portfolio Solutions Manager. So I get to work with our customers really all over the world in a variety of industries, helping them pair up our professional workstation lineup to solve, all of the common problems they have in their workflow. So really glad to be here. Glad to talk workstations with you.
Thank you, Scott. You have the perfect voice for radio. There's no doubt about that. So, Scott, help me out. There's so many products in our professional workstation line. I can remember back when I started here at only 9 years ago, and we had 2 products that we were able to sell. And now I think we're up to like 23 with monitors and options and things like that. Tell me a little bit about the line, how its growth has happened, and where you think we're going to be going in the near future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a fantastic growth trajectory, and it's been a lot of fun to be. I've been in the business unit for 6 years, and like you say, I've seen it grown quite a bit. We do have a complete lineup of professional workstations, both the mobile and the tower, 15 and 17-inch mobile workstations that include Xeon processors, professional graphics, the most powerful ThinkPads you can get. We have a complete lineup of tower workstations from, small form factor, maybe something new we're going to talk about in that space, all the way up to dual processor, multiple GPU, really the most powerful computing workstation that you can configure, the ThinkStation line. And then you can pair that with some of our software innovation, our onboard diagnostics, our Lenovo Performance Tuner to optimize the performance for your customers, and then pair that with our ThinkVision lineup of professional monitors, right? So get the ThinkVision P-Series for that complete workstation solution.
Yeah, it's amazing how versatile the portfolio can really be. Just this week, I was talking with a customer on the phone, and they wanted to do 4K video editing within the university system. And so I was talking with them about what we could do from a university perspective, and I gave them a configuration. And he totally came back at me and said, no, I don't want you to be thinking about the university money like normal. I have a grant for this. I want you to tell me what's going to really be a 4K editing workstation. And when we got done, he bought a $22,000 workstation because all the graphics cards and things like that he really needed in order to execute everything from 4K all the way down to the standard video editing and After Effects that he was going to be running. So it's pretty impressive. On the other hand, I usually sell thousands and thousands of the very low end kind of products that are used every day in public sector. I spent the last 2 weeks, for example, at Clemson University, where we're now selling the P40 Yoga into almost every incoming freshman that are going to be doing engineering there. So they love the 2-in-1 design that you guys put in it, the capability for pen and touch. They don't have to carry notebooks anymore. They don't carry textbooks anymore. They only use that system all day long. So the versatility of the portfolio has been really fantastic. In public sector, it's really important for us, actually, to make sure that we have a portfolio that really tailors to the middle. Very frequently do we sell the largest systems, and also very frequently do we sell just a desktop. Most of the time we're trying to replace things like CTE labs, where the P320s have been very popular, and being able to sell a P320 right around at a desktop price point, but with a discrete graphics card and ISV certifications has really made a difference in an awful lot of these CTE labs that not only are they running just standard Office, but they're also running things like AutoCAD or some light CAD packages that they have to be able to support, and that really gives the benefit to that P320 in the public sector space. And now is dispatch time. 911 dispatch centers all across the country are upgrading and improving as they continue to get more and more data that they collect in every call, particularly now with camera data and things like that that's coming in. So we're seeing an awful lot of 911 dispatch guys that really need the power over the workstation and, more importantly, the reliability of the workstation. Can you talk a little bit about how we design our workstations to make sure that they're really, really powerful and reliable without significantly increasing costs like servers would?
Absolutely. And those are both cornerstones of our workstation design. Really, in every one of both the mobile and the tower workstation, we focus on, the reliability, but the quality at the same time. And a big part of that is the thermal design. And we have numerous patents on the interior design of the tower. You wouldn't think that that's something that was worthy of so much attention. But the way you keep the components cool, the way you choose components for 24/7 and multi-year life, again, they have to stand up to the multi-year warranty that we're going to give them. And the type of work, like you said, people expect, 24/7 uptime. So that's what we're designing for, really, for mission critical tasks. So keeping it cool, keeping it quiet, keeping it reliable, keeping it very, very easy to upgrade, easy to service if it's necessary, and very quick turnarounds are all important in all design parameters.
Thank you. I have found it maybe the easiest sales I've ever had is being able to tell a customer that they will be able to get 24/7, 365 operation out of that machine, and we'll even back it up with a 4-hour response warranty. And when you do that, customers really understand that we're standing behind our product, that they won't ever have a problem with a professional workstation. Very different than our sales strategy of, say, a standard desktop, where you're going to get parts and mechanicals that are made for that 24/7 operation, as well as a warranty that stands up for it. So it really makes a big difference. So Scott, I think we're all here and excited to talk about new products, though. We're pretty familiar with the existing portfolio. We introduced some great new laptops this year, especially the P51S that's taken off, and it's really been a fantastic Ultrabook mobile workstation with great battery life and 15-inch panels. But now it's more about what we can do revolutionizing the desktop side. A couple years ago, we came out with the P series, introduced to the P500, 700, and 900. As you had already mentioned, patents on thermals, patents on design and engineering, just amazing product line. And I think now we can really superset that product line with the best entry, smallest workstation in the world. So can you describe for me what we're doing in that space?
Sure, I'd love to. And I thought you were going to steal my thunder there, but you came close. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to announce the world's smallest workstation and the very first tiny workstation. We just announced this in the past couple of weeks. We've had a lot of great review. Really, it was born of a lot of customer feedback, a lot of sales rep feedback and conversations they've had with their customers about these use cases. And as our portfolio broadens, it's really all about understanding how our customers want to use these products. So we're finding a lot of demand to pack workstation power and performance in a much smaller package. So I think our audience is very familiar with the tiny desktop, the 1-liter chassis that's done very, very well in the desktop space. Lenovo's made those for several years now. We are now able for the first time to pack a professional workstation, ISV certified with professional graphics in that same form factor. So on the one hand, you have the world's smallest workstation. I have Core i7, I have 32 gig of RAM, I have M.2 NVMe SSDs, the fastest storage, up to a terabyte, and I have an NVIDIA Quadro P600 card that can handle all of those workstation workflows, kind of the use cases you were describing earlier, Shane. So again, world's smallest workstation. On the other hand, I now have the most powerful Tiny. So we have a lot of customers that are familiar with the Tiny, familiar with the ecosystem. They have the brackets to mount it behind their monitors and under their desk and behind large digital signs, but they need a little more horsepower. They need that workstation classic graphics card. And now we can offer that to them. So very, very exciting.
Yeah, it's a fantastic little box. We've already had some success preliminary as we've just started shipping this box last week. But I already have an order on the books for 33 for a 911 dispatch center who thinks that this is the right way to go. It's
nice.
Small, it's compact, but it can run multiple monitors. And in that center, they run 4 monitors per dispatch person. And being able to run 4 displays up in that small box, as well as have fast storage in the NVMe drives and the discrete graphics, has made all the difference in the world. And I think it's going to be a great, great box when we come to things like emergency management services and dispatch centers and massive media walls and things like that. I can remember a couple of years ago in my corporate days when I was out at Facebook and on their campus, and everywhere you went, every building you went into had these gigantic media walls in the lobby, and there were touch screens. And when you went up to them, you could actually see every Facebook user concurrent live where they are on the planet, and you could actually touch their account and see what they're talking about. And those things could all now be run on this small Tiny. So it really is going to make something fantastic from a media wall perspective. It's going to change the industry from those areas too. And at the end of the day, it really also talks about volumes. Anybody that's got a computer lab now should probably have that box in it as its computer lab. It should not have any kind of small form factor or tower box anymore. You can get all the computing you need out of that tiny form factor. Save space. These labs are really tight, and in the education sector, space is premium. So saving space with this box is going to make a big difference. And then having the great Wi-Fi on it is also going to make a big difference. A different way to network. Most workstations today are obviously plugged plugged in Ethernet, and of course the Tiny can do that as well. But now you've really introduced external Wi-Fi antennas with a lot of power and a lot of versatility. So it gives our customers the ability to put them on things like factory floors when they couldn't run Ethernet cables to them before. And I know, and I had a conversation recently with Konica that we're going to do it for all of their PAX implementations. And so they were trying to find a good Wi-Fi capability to move the PAX pictures off because a lot of the hospitals weren't wired right anymore for the old hospital setup. So a whole new way of thinking about how we compute in the workstation space. And of course, all of them coming with Microsoft Windows 10 Professional makes a big difference to our customers as well. Not playing in the Home series, not playing in some of the other operating systems that are out there really gives the power to the box that we need.
Yeah, I may reiterate a couple points that you made there that were good. We've gotten a lot of feedback from education as well, and K-12 and STEM education, and it seems to be getting younger and younger where they're building out these computer labs. They want to teach ISV applications. They want to teach CAD design. They want a simple, easy way to deploy it, and you make a great point with the Wi-Fi. Makes it very, very easy to deploy a computer lab in an old existing, school infrastructure that may not be wired for that and may not have the space for tower workstations. So a lot of great flexibility. You mentioned the ease of upgrades, ease of access. There's a bottom door that's very easily accessible. It's lockable, very secure, but very, very easy to add memory, very easy to upgrade that M.2 drive if you need to.
Yeah, I know that's been a challenge for Tinies in the past in the desktop line was the ability to upgrade the memory after the fact. It's always a challenge to get into the chassis to get that done. And now with the accessible door in the back, it makes it so much faster. And it gives the versatility that you kind of expect when we put a ThinkStation name on it. So it really is a fantastic product. So Scott, the product line is fantastic. I love the desktop product line. We really expanded that over the years. I think we've even won several awards when it came to the P510, P710 line, and it has just been revolutionary. Obviously, the W series line had been around for a very long time. I think going all the way back to the IBM days, and we expanded that quite significantly 2 years ago, adding the P50 and the P70, a 17-inch, and of course the Ultrabook, the P50S. But great things happened this past fall as we introduced the brand new product lines in every one of these series, including the P40 Yoga, the P51S, the P51, and the P71. Let's just talk about these products a little bit, how they match up to competition, and what you love about them, because I really like them.
Sure. We can walk through that. It's really a similar story to the desktop side, just an open ear to listen to our customers, to take that feedback, and then to apply that Lenovo innovation across the product line. So when the P series was born, like you said, we brought back the 17-inch with the P70. We redesigned the 15-inch from the ground up with the P50, and the P series really stands for, innovation and the highest performance. We have the highest performing ThinkPads now. It was the first time ever to offer Xeon in mobile workstations and to offer the newest NVIDIA graphics architecture in the workstation. So this year, the mobile workstation lineup was refreshed to include, again, the fastest possible processors, the fastest memory, really a great performance story. Thunderbolt across the board, USB Type-C connectors. The P71 now supports virtual reality. It's the first mobile workstation to support VR. We have a lot of good customer conversations, a lot of proof of concept going on with different customers that want to take their VR content on the road to customer sites and out to project sites. Great stories there. The P51S was a great improvement. A lot of, besides being thinner, lighter, and improving the battery life, just a lot of performance improvements across the board in that Ultrabook range. And like you mentioned, taking the Lenovo ThinkPad innovation of the Yoga and bringing that to a workstation class of system, and bringing the P40 Yoga to market, the mobile workstation, the first multi-mode mobile workstation. So a lot of great things happening in the mobile workstation lineup. Really eager to hear from you, Shane, kind of how that's received in the field and some of the use cases you're seeing, especially in public sector.
Absolutely. The P51 continues to be our workhorse. It's a great box, and it continues to be the majority of our sales because of the quad-core processing capability and just the power you get in such a small box in a 15-inch. The Ultrabook, the P51S, is the battery workhorse. I carry it myself. In fact, I switched over to my own laptop, and I never do that lightly, so I tested it myself. I ran a movie on a loop, and it ran for 12 hours before the battery died. That makes all the difference in the world. If you're a teacher and have to move around your classroom all day, you never want to have to put that laptop back in the laptop cart to get it powered. And it's really made a difference in education sales. It's made a difference in a lot of the state and local government guys who want the 15-inch screen. Let's face it, none of us are getting younger. We like the bigger screens, but wanted the lighter weight. And the P51S really becomes that box. And so it's been a great seller in those spaces. And the P40 Yoga is just simply with the 2-in-1 design is the education killer. It's made all the difference in the world when competing against what I consider the granddaddy of the mobile workstations out there, the Dell 5520. So when I'm up against that box, which is a very nice 15-inch Ultrabook, that P40 Yoga makes a difference because it's a different way of computing. 2-in-1 design, the ability for students to not have to carry notebooks or textbooks, do everything in the touch world with a real pen experience makes all the difference in the world. So when I'm up against competition and I can change the narrative, I can win the day. And it's made us win at Clemson. It's got us winning right now at Virginia, University of Virginia. And I think we'll continue to be able to roll that to a lot of the higher education schools. A little expensive for the K through 12. So very frequently in K through 12, they want the P51S. But it's great for that higher education area. And I think it's made a big difference. And then now with the P71 virtual reality box, virtual reality is taking off in all of my customers. I'm amazed when I go out and have conversations about virtual reality with different areas that I never would have expected virtual reality to be a part of. I'm seeing it in state and local governments that are doing it for new planning of lot maps and things like that. I was at an event recently where the state of North Carolina had given a grant to NC State to take out audio recording devices and VR camera capability to our state parks and record the state parks so that they could then take VR experience to the handicapped that can't go to the state park to experience it. And that is being, with the P71 capability to take that VR on the road, you finally have that ability to bring those kinds of wonderful things to people that just never could experience things before in the real world can now experience them in the virtual world. And so VR is really taking off, and having us have one of the few mobile products out there that can actually get that done is a great conversation starter. But more importantly, it's even now turning into sales, real sales of that 17-inch platform. So it's been a lot of fun. Our mobile product line, I put it up against anybody's. I know we're going to do a couple of improvements next year that I'm looking forward to, but we will only hint at that right now. But right now, the way we're set up, we have a winning portfolio, and it starts with the P51. Everybody starts with the P51 and wins with it, and then we have these other products that will help us put in niches and beat competition. Now, it's not just the product that's going to make the difference. Obviously, it also comes down to experts in the business like yourself, the sales teams that are out there, but also what we wrapped around it from a services and ecosystem perspective. We know that it's already a Tiny, so it fits into all of the Tiny ecosystem, including Tiny-in-1, including the sandwich mounts and under desk mounts and all of those capabilities. But we're also wrapping in lots of service to it too, and lots of tools. One of the most powerful tools we have across our entire workstation line is the Lenovo Performance Tuner. Can you talk a little bit about what that does and how these guys could use that to really win customers?
Sure, I'd love to. I'd hate to admit that the Lenovo Performance Tuner is probably our best, maybe worst kept secret. It offers a lot of performance upgrade and optimization to your customer. It allows you to build a profile around your most commonly used applications. Works very, very well with, some of the ISV applications that we talk about all the time and the CAD design apps. And it allows you to tune your settings, graphics settings, power settings. It allows for CPU affinity, which just means you dedicate basically cores of your CPU only to that application. So an easy example is if you have a scheduled antivirus, scan on your computer, it won't interrupt the CAD job or the rendering job that's already running. You can control the resources that are allocated. It's very easy to use, very easy to set up, and it's a great way, one, to differentiate from our competition, but two, to enhance the performance of any of the workstations, but especially this new P320 Tiny.
Yeah, it makes real world differences. I was on a call with the International Monetary Fund just a month ago, and they have a major issue. The actual software that's used to trade currencies around the world is pretty old, and it's called single-threaded, single-cored. It can only use one thread at a time, and so they've been running all of their systems in single thread. So they've turned off hyperthreading, which absolutely kills the performance of everything else that they run on the box, but at least allows them to trade the currency. And so they were asking if we had another solution. And so they've been testing for a month now the Lenovo Performance Tuner using the trading software profile to be able to do the single core, single thread at great performance, and then using all the other cores in their box and everything else they paid for to run everything else that they're running. And their performance is through the roof, and they're loving it. And so we do think that they will actually be a new workstation customer here soon, switching all their desktops over potentially to this P320 Tiny or to the P320 small form factor. So it's a great way of helping customers achieve the kind of multitasking you kind of expected from your computers, but your computers really never gave you if you had certain softwares that became hogs or resource hogs. So it's a great tool.
That's awesome.
There's other tools that we're going to give in the services space that are really important and should be applied to every workstation. In fact, when I was in the corporate space before public sector, I almost never let a quote go out that didn't have, at the time, priority support or now premier support on it. Workstations are simply used by people that really understand technology. And very frequently, they don't want to call up support when they have an issue and be asked whether they turned the box on or if they took it out of the packaging right when they know they have a hard drive problem or memory issues. And so premier support, getting straight to a higher level support level right off and being able to get your issues solved fast is really important. And when you think about that combined with our higher end workstations like the P510 or P710 that will diagnose their own problems with your own cell phone, it makes all the difference in the world. Because if you already know what your issue is, you never want to go through first level support. And it really is a great coupled service to every workstation we sell. And then there's Keep Your Drive. Are we going to have you keep your drive also in the P320 Tiny?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, for the first time ever, Keep Your Drive is going to earn its price in the P320 Tiny because we only have the one hard drive. It's amazing. I sold it a couple years back on a P900 that had 18 hard drives, including all the NVMEs and everything else in it. And when they saw the price for Keep Your Drive, they couldn't figure it out because they thought Keep Your Drive price must have been that times 18, but it wasn't. And so it was a great solution for them. But most importantly, these customers hold everything that's trade secret to that company or that public sector area on these workstations. So Keep Your Drive should be sold with every workstation out there. You never want to let medical records, student records, anything else to get out in the open. And so that's a very easy attached service. And then we recently, I think, contributed to winning a customer on that same 911 dispatch center because we told them that we would maintain a 4-hour response warranty on that P320 Tiny. We'll do it with all of our workstations, of course. 4-hour response meaning after you've gone through phone diagnostics, we will have a service technician on site within 4 hours. That made a big difference to 911 dispatch where they want all constant uptime and cannot afford to have one of those callers down for even a moment. So great service bundles that go around these workstations to make all the difference. So Scott, let me ask, what's going to be coming next? We have the P320 Tiny. We've got a fantastic mobile portfolio. We've got a pretty strong desktop portfolio, but I'm sure that HP and Dell are not sitting quiet and they're going to be doing amazing things as well. What are we going to get next that's going to really help us out there winning?
As you know, we never sit still. And so the rest of this year will bring upgrades to the higher end of the tower workstation line. So this fall, you'll see the next generation of the 410, 510, 710, 910. Basically, the most powerful workstations get more powerful, bigger, better, faster. New CPUs, upgraded graphics capabilities, faster memory, really faster across the board. So stay tuned. It just gets better and better.
Well, I love more performance. I mean, whoever drives a Yaris, yearns for the day that they can get a BMW. There's no doubt about that. But more importantly than performance, I like innovation, and I am sure you guys will wow us like you have in the past with great innovative things like the performance tuner, like the patents you've gotten in the boxes in the past, and the great reliability and the tools you provided. So I want to thank you very much to the ThinkStation BU. You guys have done a great job of giving us what we need to win. For the public sector team, we will continue to win just amazing things here in the workstation space. This past quarter, we grew North America sales to a world record for us. We've never sold that many workstations in a quarter. Actually, I think worldwide, it also was a world record, the most Lenovo has ever sold in a quarter. So the growth is just amazing. We're all part of it. And always engage in Lenovo workstation specialists to assist you with your customers. I'm one of them for the Southeast, but we now have a full complement of every territory having a public sector workstation sales specialist there to help you. They will go out on site. They will help explain the hardware and help win business for you. So engage them and even turn them loose in some accounts and they will go win it for you. In addition to using your Lenovo Workstation Specialist, for more information, do keep in mind that we have some great resources out there. Let me start off with our Lenovo microsite for workstations. It is thinkworkstations.com. Note the plural, thinkworkstations.com. There you can find all the information like the data sheets, great write-ups on every one of the products, information about the Lenovo Performance Tuner. You can even find your ISV certification lists and good customer testimonials out there on that site. So it's a fantastic resource. I'm on it every day when I'm talking to customers, and I send that that link to customers all the time so they can do their own individual research as well. On the internal side, in the Find It database, we have lots of information for you to download. The marketing team, both on the public sector side and the Workstation side, have put together some really good information around STEM and STEM education, including flyers, discounted product already, easy for you guys to send out to your customers, or even customize it if you have state contracts and things like that, that you can add into it and send it right out to your accounts. There's also really good information out there on the individual products, as well as the things that our inside brethren need to be able to make sure that we have accurate and affordable configurations or maximizing our profit. So be able to make sure that you're looking through the ThinkStation and the ThinkPad sites on Find It and be able to get that information. But don't ever discount your Lenovo Workstation specialist. They know exactly where the data is. They're more than happy to talk to you. They want to be able to have those conversations. More importantly, they want to be out with your customers. So engage them anytime you even have a Workstation question. Let them get in early, and you will only enjoy the success you'll have a lot better when they start early. So with that, that's, I think, going to be your best resources. We also have our FTSS organization out there that can assist you with any technical questions you may have, although the Workstation specialists are pretty technical as well. With that, I've been Shane Pigeon and Scott Rupert from our BU team. We thank you very much for your time, and happy selling.